Welcome to the Positively No Gambling Podcast, a pro football show that is definitely not about betting. My name is Glenn Fraser. It is Thursday, September 25th, and these are the week 4 NFL picks. All right, to recap, last week went 8-8 overall, 3-2 in the best bets. Best bets are 10-5, and the overall against the spread is 30-18. Tremendous numbers. We're looking to close out the first quarter of the NFL season profitable. Blew 2-1s last week, Buffalo and Miami. Buffalo versus Miami and San Francisco versus Arizona. That was kind of a bad beat. So, all right, let's get into it. First best bet too is Seattle -1.5 at Arizona. I like this road team's metric giving 1.5. Cardinals, some injury concerns. Went back and forth on this, but I think I like Seattle laying the 1.5. Minnesota and Pittsburgh is in Dublin. Vikings very good as road favorites. Steelers very good as home dogs, but these obviously could be thrown out or not really considered because this is a neutral game played in Dublin. Should be a pretty popular, pretty positive crowd for Pittsburgh, though. I think the Vikings pass rush is just too much. I'm going to take Minnesota laying the 2.5. One thing I wanted to point out this week, NFC versus NFC straight up this year is 9-3 and 8-4 against the spread. I think the narrative is building that the NFC is a much better and more and deeper conference. This is the first of 8 matchups between the NFC and the AFC this week. So, because of that factor, because of the Vikings pass rush, I'm going to take Minnesota laying the 2.5, even though probably going to be Wentz starting again. Second best bet is going to be Washington at Atlanta. Still not positive who's going to start, whether it's Mariota or Jaden Daniels. Washington's laying 1.5. The Falcons are just a very bad team historically, home, out of their division. And this 1.5 is a number that I like. So I'm going to go with Washington as the second of the 5 best bets. Whew, New Orleans, Buffalo. This line is out of control. 16 points. I am reluctantly going to take Buffalo laying 16.5. It's a huge number. This has only happened 4 times. In 3 of those times, the home team has covered this 16.5. Bills have some injuries that continue to monitor on the defense. This one, I'm going to pick the Bills because I just think that their O line and D line can truly dominate this game and blow it out early. And I don't give New Orleans much of a chance here, but 16.5 is a huge number to cover, so we won't make that a best bet. Detroit, Cleveland. Cleveland on the road is a very different team than Cleveland at home. They are 12-23 as a road dog over the past 5+ years. The Lions are very strong at home, especially as a favorite. 8.5 is a big number. It's not a number that pops up a lot. I'm going to gamble and take Detroit here, laying the 8.5. Again, citing that NFC versus AFC matchup. Third best bet, Carolina at New England. This has jumped up to 5.5 points. I just think that's way too much. Panthers, obviously, not a very good team historically at covering numbers on the road, but Patriots not the best team at home. 5.5 is a number that I love. Continue to monitor the Christian Gonzalez injury. Panthers on the road will scare you. I'm going to go with the NFC being better than the AFC, and the Pats just having no business being a 5.5 point favorite to anybody. So I'll take Carolina plus the 5.5. Fourth best bet is going to be the Chargers. Laying 6.5 in New York. Chargers historically pretty good team, 53% covering on the road outside of their division. Giants not great historically at home. What took this over the top was the road teams laying 6.5. We're taking this every time. This is a smart bet, in my opinion. Jackson Dart's debut. Got to worry about Chargers playing on the East Coast in the early window, but I'm going to gamble and take the Chargers laying the 6.5. Philly at Tampa. This is a tough one. Philly's giving 3.5. I'm going to take that. Nothing really jumped out here. This is a 50-50 game. The Bucks injuries really have started to pile up. Philly's struggled historically in Tampa, something to watch for. I just think that the Bucks' early season luck runs out a bit, and Philly takes this one. Tennessee at Houston. I really considered making this a best bet, but I just can't get there with Tennessee. I'm going to take them getting 7.5. Texans are atrocious as a home favorite. Really bad in the division at covering a number. 7.5 is a very nice number to get, especially in division, but this Titans coach is terrible. They were awful on Sunday. Houston desperate for a win. We'll see. We'll gamble here and take the Titans getting 7.5. Indy at LA Rams. This is a 50-50 game to me, so won't really touch it, but I'll take the Rams laying the 3.5. A lot of metrics favor Indy in this one, but I like the idea that the NFC is stronger than the AFC. So again, we're going to cite that and take the Rams minus 3.5. Another very, almost the same game, honestly. An NFC West team hosting an AFC South team is Jacksonville at San Francisco. In this one, I am going to take the dog here. I'll take Jacksonville plus 2.5. Really, for no other reason other than I like the 2.5 number. It's paid off for us this year so far. The Niners' injuries are just piling up, and the Jags might have a good defense. They might be able to stay in this game, and this is really a big test to see if Liam Cohen actually has a team down there in Jacksonville. All right. Baltimore at KC, game of the week without a doubt. Very tough one to bet. The Ravens are really, really good at covering the number as a road favorite, and 70% out of the division on the road over the past couple of years. Chiefs have only had 4 instances where they're a home dog, including 2 weeks ago. They did not cover. Toss up, but I'll go Baltimore, laying the 2.5. Another tough one. Chicago giving 1.5 on the road. Bears never really a road favorite, so there's only 7 instances. Tough numbers outside of the division for the Bears on the road, but that road laying a 1.5 is a nice number. Geno's got some really good stats indoors, but he's looked very shaky the past couple of weeks. I'm going to go with the NFC over the AFC in this one. Sunday night, the final best bet of the week. I'm going to go Green Bay laying the 6.5. Packers, you pay a Packers tax when you bet them. They're a very, very popular team this year and every year. They don't really cover historically as a road favorite, so that's definitely a red flag. But I just think that this team this year, the 6.5 is a nice number. CD Lamb's hurt, bounce back, Micah, the whole deal. I'm going to go with the Packers. 2 Monday night games this week. First is New York Jets at Miami. I'm going to take Miami laying the 2.5. The Jets have really rough numbers as road dogs and in the division on the road. Dolphins cover the number at home. Look ahead line was Miami minus 4.5. You could get them at 2.5. I don't know how much has changed. Obviously, Miami had a disastrous first couple of weeks of the season, but the Jets have fared not much better. So to me, this is a 3.5 or a 4.5 that you could get at 2.5. So I'll take Miami. And then the final game of the week is the late Monday night game, Cincinnati at Denver. Obviously, Jake Browning is going to be in there for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's got some really strong numbers as a road dog and outside of the division, but that was mostly Joe Burrow. The 7.5 is a nice number, but the Broncos really should dominate. Their pass rush should dominate. Their O line should protect Bo Nix. But model spits out Cincinnati. It should be. I could have made this the best bet, but I just can't get there given how bad Cincinnati looked last week. But I will take them getting the 7.5. So to recap, the five bets are all road teams. This is the week of the road favorite. Seattle laying 1.5 in Arizona, Washington laying 1.5 at Atlanta, Carolina getting 5.5 in New England, Chargers laying 6.5 in New York, Packers laying 6.5 in Dallas. And that is it for the week. Let's go make more money.